Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we re-diving deep into one of the most talked about topics in global finance, the recent surge in gold prices. But we're not just looking at the numbers on a chart. We're going to explore the big question. Why has gold been considered the ultimate safe haven for thousands of years? Think about it. Markets change, currencies come and go, and new investment tools appear all the time. But gold's role, that rarely changes. So let's get started and uncover the timeless appeal of this precious metal. First up, let's talk about what's happening right now. Why are gold prices on the rise again? It's not just one thing. It's a perfect storm of several powerful factors. The first major driver is global economic uncertainty. Across the world, many major economies are struggling with a difficult combination of high inflation, ballooning government debt, and sluggish, unstable growth. Budget deficits are expanding, and governments are borrowing money at a pace we've rarely seen before. This cocktail of economic trouble creates a deep sense of fear and instability across financial markets. And when uncertainty rises, where do smart investors turn? They look for an asset that has weathered every storm, an asset that has stood the test of time. For many, that asset is gold. Next, we have the uncertainty surrounding the U.S. Federal Reserve's interest rate policy. The Fed's decisions have a huge impact on global markets, and especially on gold. Generally, high interest rates make gold less attractive because you can earn a good return from bonds or savings accounts. But when rates are expected to fall, gold tends to shine. Now, even though recent signals from the Fed suggest they might not cut rates as quickly as people hoped, the underlying economic weakness and uncertainty are still pushing investors toward the safety of assets like gold. It's a classic case of fear trumping greed. The third reason is something we see on the news every single day: geopolitical risk. Wars, political tensions, trade conflicts, and energy crises all inject a huge dose of fear into the markets. Whenever the world feels unpredictable and unstable, gold's appeal as a safe haven strengthens. Why? Because investors are looking for protection against the worst-case scenarios. Gold is seen as a form of financial insurance, a reliable store of value when everything else seems to be falling apart. It's a flight to safety, and gold is often the final destination. And finally, we have volatility in major currencies. The US dollar, the euro, the yen, these are the pillars of the global financial system. But even these major currencies fluctuate, sometimes wildly. When investors see their currency's purchasing power eroding or swinging unpredictably, they naturally seek out more stable stores of value. This inevitably boosts the demand for gold, which isn't tied to the policies or economic health of any single country. So that's what's happening now. But this isn't a news story. This brings us to the core of our discussion. Why is gold considered a safe haven in the first place? What gives it this almost mythical status? The answer lies in its unique history and inherent properties. Gold has served the same fundamental purpose for over 5,000 years, a reliable, stable, and universally accepted store of wealth. Let's start with its incredible history. For over 5,000 years, gold has been used as money, as a store of value, and as a symbol of wealth and power. Empires have risen and fallen, currencies have been created and then turned to dust, and entire economic systems have shifted. Through all of that turmoil, gold has consistently maintained its value. This deep historical reliability creates a level of trust that no other asset can match. When you own gold, you are holding an asset that has preserved wealth through every imaginable crisis in human history. Another critical factor is its limited supply. The total amount of gold on Earth is finite. It's incredibly difficult and expensive to mine, and the amount produced each year is relatively small and stable. You can't just print more gold the way a central bank can print more money. This natural scarcity prevents artificial inflation of its supply and is a key reason why it maintains its value over the long term. Scarcity is a fundamental principle of value, and gold is the ultimate scarce asset. This leads to another one of gold's superpowers: its independence. Gold is not tied to any single government, economy, or central bank. A country's currency can become worthless overnight due to hyperinflation or poor political decisions. But gold? It remains unaffected by these man-made disasters. This independence makes it a powerful hedge against political risk and government mismanagement. It's an asset that answers to no one. And of course, we can't talk about gold without mentioning its role as a hedge against inflation. Over the long sweep of history, gold has consistently preserved purchasing power. While currencies like the dollar lose value every single year due to inflation, gold tends to hold its worth, and it performs especially well during periods of high inflation. It acts as a financial anchor, protecting your wealth from being eroded by rising prices. Finally, there's its practicality. Gold is highly liquid and globally accepted. You can easily buy or sell gold almost anywhere in the world. Banks, governments, jewelers, and financial markets all recognize its value. This global acceptance and liquidity make it extremely practical during an emergency or crisis. If you need to move your wealth across borders or convert it to cash quickly, gold is one of the most reliable ways to do it. So we've established what makes gold a safe haven. Now let's connect this to what we see in the markets. Why does gold often rise when the stock market falls? When stock markets get choppy or currencies become volatile, investors switch into what's called a risk-off mode. They pull their money out of riskier assets like stocks and move into safe stores of value. In these moments, gold acts like portfolio insurance. Think about it this way. A company can go bankrupt, and its stock can fall to zero. We've seen it happen time and time again. Even modern assets like cryptocurrencies can crash overnight. Government bonds, while safer, still carry interest rate risk. But gold? Gold can never go to zero. Its intrinsic value, based on thousands of years of history and its physical properties, ensures it will always be worth something. That simple fact makes it an irreplaceable asset for risk-averse investors and for anyone looking to protect their portfolio from a major crash. Now looking ahead, what's next for gold? Many experts believe that the demand for gold will remain strong as long as these global risks continue to simmer. Inflation is still a major problem in many countries. National debt levels are at historic highs. Geopolitical conflicts show no sign of ending, and forecasts for global economic growth are slowing down. All of these factors create a very supportive environment for gold, not just for the next few months, but for the medium and long term. It's important to remember that gold is not a short-term speculation tool for getting rich quick. It is a long-term asset for wealth protection. So, let's bring it all together. Why is gold called the ultimate safe haven? It's because it preserves value over thousands of years. It's scarce and difficult to produce, giving it intrinsic worth. It is completely independent of governments and their political decisions. It protects your wealth against the silent theft of inflation. It's globally liquid and accepted everywhere. And most importantly, it can never, ever drop to zero. All of these unique qualities combine to make gold the ultimate refuge in times of uncertainty. The recent rise we're seeing in the price of gold isn't something new or surprising. It's simply the latest chapter in a long historical pattern. Whenever people feel uncertain about the future and need to protect what they have, they turn to gold. It's as true today as it was for the ancient Egyptians and the Roman emperors. I hope this deep dive has helped you understand the timeless role of gold in our financial world. If you found this video interesting and informative, please show your support by hitting that like button, leaving a comment with your thoughts, and of course subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.